So I'm heading out on a photo walk, a morning photo walk. A place I've never been, a trail that I've never been, an area that I've been, but not this trail specifically, as far as I know. Just a place that the wife found and she shared with me. It's about an hour and a half drive. One of these days I'm actually going to travel, but not yet, I guess. Oh, fuck, I better get gas. Glad I remembered. I've been up since 2 a.m., so I totally could have gone at sunrise. But I looked the place up this morning on Google Maps, and the parking lot does not open until 8 a.m. Now, it's possible I could park there anyway or park somewhere else and go in, but I have no idea. It's my first time, so I figured it wasn't worth the risk, just in case you can't. But I will find out today. Anyway, I have an appointment this afternoon, so I'm going to have to be kind of brief. You know, I got a couple of hours once I get there. So we'll see what I get. Should I bring this camera? Should I bring this camera? Should I bring these lenses? Should I just bring this lens? Should I bring the drone? Which drone? How should I shoot video? Should I use the gimbal? Should I use my pocket camera here? But this kind of stuff fucks with my head. Am I going to be there long enough where I should bring food? Should I bring bear spray? You know, first aid supplies. I guess I should always bring first aid supplies. I find myself packing, unpacking, repacking, unpacking again, repacking again my camera bag, which is never big enough, which might be for the best, because I don't know that my shoulder can really take a larger camera bag. And all that logistical headache, sometimes it's just too much for me to handle, and I'll just end up not going anywhere. What I need to do is just grab my camera and go. Contrast that, the noise that often crushes my efforts to get out and shoot, with this absolute peace. And I'm so glad I came. So grateful to be here. Wish I had more time. Wish I could spend the whole day here. And having now seen the location, perhaps my favorite location in all of New Mexico, I wish I had different lenses with me. Oh well, I'm sure I'll be back over here soon. I don't know if I'm allowed to fly the drone or not because I don't have signal out here, so I can't check. So I'm just not going to. Maybe I can figure that out from home later for next time. I left my snacks in the car like a moron. So look, yes, turns out my concerns were all justified, in a sense. I don't have the right gear. I don't have my snacks. I have no idea whether or not I can fly the drone. I regret not doing that research in advance. But justified or not, what matters above all else is that I'm here. It does suck, though, that something I supposedly love feels so hard to actually go and do. Seems so rewarding in my imagination. And it is also rewarding in reality, just not in the way that I often imagine it. When I think of me out doing photography, I picture myself doing great work.
God.
Like the greatness of the work is the thing I'm fixated on. When I actually do photography, I just get the same boring shots over and over, and it's frustrating. Or at least it could be if I allowed myself to linger on that thought. Thankfully, I don't have to. And that's because what is actually rewarding about it has nothing to do with the greatness of the work. The rewarding part always turns out to be the experience. But it's like I forget that every single time I go out. And I have to make the same realization over and over again. You know, here's something that I don't think that I have been capable of admitting to anyone, certainly not myself, until right now. Although I think it's been true for a long time. Photography is secondary. I like to be out in nature, and photography gets me out in nature. Feels weird to confront that idea. So maybe I'd be happier just going out for a hike a couple of times a week. I doubt it. Without a more concrete reason, I bet I wouldn't even go. Somehow the photo taking seems to legitimize my use of gasoline and time. Somehow setting aside several hours and driving, potentially hours, just to be in nature with no objective seems ridiculous. It's not, of course. If someone told me that they were going to do that, I would find that beautiful. But for me, I would just fixate on how much time and money I'm wasting. Also, there's guilt. That's a strong motivation. Again, uncomfortable to actually admit this. Nevertheless, here I am, admitting it. Why not? I have burned through large amounts of currency in exchange for things like cameras, lenses, drones. And there is no surplus from which I'm obtaining this currency. No giant vault of gold coins that I swim through. It's a burden to my family. It's money better spent elsewhere. That sucks. I don't want to think that way, but I suppose I do. Can't help it. Yes, I was sitting on a log here, because I do frequently spend some minutes to appreciate my surroundings, rather than merely consuming them, mining them for content. But anyway, if I don't use my expensive stuff, what a colossal waste of money. Oh, see, but I'm using it. It's fulfilling its purpose, so it's okay. It's a shame it has to be that way, but that is maximum honesty right there. But aren't I a working photographer doing paid shoots, so isn't the gear paying for itself, justifying its own existence? I guess, kind of. Most often I'm absolutely running away from people trying to book me, though. Photography as commerce equals me despising photography. And it's really important to me to maintain the, sanctity, for lack of a better word, of one of the few things that actually helps me to cope with my life. So it's not just guilt. I do love it. But where exactly is the line where the love ends and the guilt begins? Sometimes that's uncomfortably unclear to me. But yes, I do feel somewhat obligated to enjoy myself. Fortunately, when I'm in a place as beautiful as this, that is not difficult to do. And in fact, continuing to reflect on this will likely do me no favors. I'm glad I confronted this feeling, but it too is ultimately just noise, which I must shut down. And this can be accomplished via the act of grabbing and going. Perhaps the camera is just the thing that gets me through the door. Or out of it, rather. I came here thinking about myself, then I got over myself. Winning the argument in my head, it turns out, was not the answer. I just needed to let something better replace it. I'm really glad I made it over here, all the way to my destination, and thanks, Lily, for discovering this amazing place for me. A couple years back, I would rarely end up making it to my destinations because I would stop so many times along the way. If I'm out doing photography, how could I just pass by potentially interesting spots without stopping to grab some shots? It felt wrong, like a waste of time. Because that's the job, is it not? So the pressure started basically immediately upon getting in the car. Turned out that was not a recipe for a healthy brain. So I have since freed myself from that feeling of responsibility. No, that is not the job. But I had to make that decision and then stick to it. Sure, sometimes photography from the side of the road, with no particular destination in mind, can be the plan. And it can be a lot of fun too, especially with a drone or a telephoto lens. But if I have a destination in mind, then I'm not on duty until I get there. To think otherwise is to sabotage myself. And making these little decisions, such as that one, have a surprisingly huge effect. That particular rule has really helped me to feel at peace as I drive to location, rather than frantic and frustrated because I'm missing stuff. And yes, it helps when the destination is amazing. This one was certainly a winner. I feel like I want to go to new places, but sometimes I resist driving a long way toward the unfamiliar. I think that's just anxiety, though. This time I'm really glad I just went for it. And so this was the next morning, closer to where I live. Familiar territory. And this morning there is no destination. No goal besides pulling over to the side of the road and getting some drone photos. I don't even have a traditional camera with me. So I love drone photography, but I also find it a lot more challenging than traditional photography. All the things a person might instinctively do with a drone kind of work against what makes a photo interesting to begin with. And I'm definitely still finding my way, but I genuinely love it. Or do I? Do I actually just feel that I have to love it in order to justify the purchase? Well, a little of both, maybe, is the most honest answer. But I do love it, at least I think I do. But this is a very different thing, and I like it in a very different way. I don't know if it would appeal to every photographer, just that it does to me. Still though, I did not want to come out here. I had been awake since 11 p.m. because yes, my sleep schedule is a disaster. So when I even clocked the fact that the sunrise was rapidly approaching, I very nearly just stayed home. But that would not be very in keeping with the spirit of just grab your camera and go. So I grabbed, and I went. In this case, a flying camera, but very clearly still a camera, and the one I was most interested in shooting at the time. Because why would I possibly choose to shoot something other than what I'm most interested in shooting? And anyway, it's good to alternate, keeps things interesting. I don't watch the news, nor do I do the social media thing, really, so the wife informed me evidently a wildfire started near that location I was shooting yesterday. I don't know the extent of the destruction, nor the precise location, but that really sucks, really sucks. Figured I'd be going back over there a lot in the coming weeks and months. Well, now possibly not. I guess I'm lucky I got to go at all. But the fire got me thinking that the world is not waiting around for me to feel ready. I really do just have to take action. So photography sounds fun to you? Cool, get started, or get back to it. Figure out a way to make it happen. Who knows, you might be the last to document something before the fire comes. But if there's more guilt than joy, in my case I think there's more joy than guilt, but you've got to weigh that out for yourself. But if you determine that you don't really love it as much as you thought you would, that is fine. I would even go so far as to say, sell your gear. Don't hesitate. Get some money back. You probably won't get all your money back, but that's normal. It's like you rented some gear, you used it, and you sent it back. Not a failure, a completed experiment. Don't ever feel bad about trying. You've got to try stuff. And I think you don't truly know the extent of your relationship with something until you don't have it. I mean, I hate that it works that way, but it does. As long as that camera is sitting there on the shelf, photography is an option, but it may never get realized. As soon as it's no longer an option, that's when you know. It's either, yeah, good, I'm glad I don't have to feel guilty about that expensive camera rotting on the shelf anymore. Or it's, well, I certainly fucked up. But you're going to die. Everything's going to burn. And you can absolutely not accept that. Feel free right up until the moment you die and everything burns. But either way, just do more of the stuff you love. Less of the stuff you don't. If you like reading, read. If you like baking, bake. And that's it. And if you like rambling incoherently and oversharing on the internet, we're probably going to be best friends.